Connectra creates opportunities for people living with disabilities by providing information, resources, and programming geared towards greater inclusion and quality of life. Check out some of the programs we offer through our online learning platform, Connect Together, including our Service Mondays, where we highlight a local organization or initiative. Wednesday Chair Yoga with Bobbie Seale-Cobiskey. Thursday Adapted Fitness with Megan Williamson. Friday Rotating Dance Classes hosted by Janice Lawrence and Joanne Cuff. And other initiatives, including presentations by the Disabled Independent Gardeners Association's Growable program and our Perspective series. Check out our updated programs calendar on our website, connectra.org, or find us on Facebook at Connectra Society.
Okay, Bobbie, you can start.
Thank you, Kassar.
We will just spotlight you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So I am going to move into my little iPad and actually put myself on gallery view. So visually, hopefully, this is a nicer perspective for everyone. So, as always, I am very happy. Really, words can't express. I find that for me, words often fall short in how much I appreciate this lovely yoga practice that I often refer to as India's gift to the world. And so, welcome to all of you, everybody, to the class today. And so, for those of you who may be checking out the class for the first time, new or relatively new, I think you'll be delighted to discover just how much we can do in an adapted yoga class. For today, the entire class is going to be done seated in a chair. And so anything that you think you might need today, we're going to be going through various poses and movements if you'd like. And so one of the considerations would be a sense of balance. So this would be a good time if you need anything to, if you know balance is a challenge, to keep you stable in your chair. And alternatively, those of you who have been coming to the class ongoing for some time now, I'd like to give you a special appreciation as well. So continuing to show up takes some, I guess, I don't know that I like the word discipline, but yeah, definitely takes some effort and intention setting. So anyway, here we go, enough talking. So let's begin the yoga practice by finding a comfortable sitting position. And so I'd like to invite you to sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. And so it can be challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And then an invitation to lift your shoulders up, back, and down. And then to relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then it's ready if you'd like, taking your hands to your chest, to your heart center. So, might be palms open or palms together. If this placement in your hands makes you lose your balance, an invitation to choose another placement for your hands. So we never forfeit balance to come into a pose or movement. As ready, lift your heart to your hands, bow your head to your heart. And an invitation to take a moment to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. Setting aside whatever was going on for you before the yoga class for the duration, knowing that you can come back to that exercise. And then it's ready, relax your arms wherever feels most comfortable. By your side. And invitation is to really pivot. Only reaching up as high as feels comfortable. Coming forward a little. Reaching forward to the straight back. Far as feels comfortable for you. And then reaching up one more time. And so we can imagine that we're waving to our ancestors, past, present, and future. It's like you're shaking your hands or water off your hands so your arms go down by your side. And so an invitation now to repose. So if possible, I'd like to invite you to find a space where you are supporting your own spine. And so if you're needing the back of the chair today for support, or you would like to add support, one of the things that I like to do is to place a yoga mat. So mostly I kept this in the bag today because the color, it's one of my favorite things. And so place a yoga mat along your spine and scooching it so that you can really feel it supporting your spine. Be helpful. Alternatively, I know that several of you may well be wheelchair users. So whatever works best for you. You are the world class expert on your body, and I will do my best to guide you. And so now I'd like to invite you to ground through your sits bones. So in a way, when we're seated in the chair, sits bones, the bones we sit on, act like the feet of our toes. And so our belly is soft, that area between our navel and our pubic bone. Sometimes I refer to it as our Buddha belly. Our spine is long, so lengthen our spine. Lift your shoulders up, back, and down. Tuck your chin in slightly. So chin in, parallel to the floor. If it's helpful, you could take a finger or two, place them on your chin, and imagine that you're a turtle. And so an invitation now to take a moment to notice how you feel. So if it feels okay for you, perhaps closing your eyes softly. Focus inward, or alternatively, better for you. A soft gaze downward, 3 or 4 feet in front of us can be a nice way to check in. So calming through the nervous system. And so now I'd like to invite you to notice the alignment of your hips, knees, ankles, shoulders stacked over hips. In. And then to an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to the breath. So placing one hand on your belly if you'd like. On inhale, allowing the breath to move your belly. So it'll be inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. And keeping one hand on your belly, take your other hand to your chest, your heart center. And maybe notice the pattern of movement, breath between your abdomen and your upper chest. And then see if you can begin to lengthen your breath. So making it just a little bit longer than it was when we began. And so today, I'd like to invite you, if focusing on the breath doesn't work for you, doesn't feel comfortable, I'd like to offer 2 other alternatives. The first one would be to perhaps bring your awareness to the soundscape around you. Maybe noticing the sound furthest away from you. And then bringing your awareness to the sound that's closest to you. And then the sound that's in the middle. So sound can be a lovely way to ground ourselves. The sound is always in the present moment. And then lastly, another alternative might be that you bring your awareness, a gentle awareness to gravity. So the gentle pull of gravity pulling you down into the earth and allowing the shoulders to soften away from the earth. And so those lovely grounding techniques are available for you throughout the practice at any time you feel you'd like to explore them. And so now, when ready, invitation to, again, relax your arms wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then just shake. So wiggly fidgets, arms and hands. So be creative, move in your own time and rhythm. And so we all have our own time and rhythm. And so yeah, and so now I'd like to share a little piece of writing with you, which is a poem that a friend of mine, a dear friend, wrote. His name is Francis O'Pelia. And it's from his book called The Conference of Crows. I'm just going to move in a little closer. I don't know if you can see this. The Conference of Crows. That sounds daunting, but trust me, Francis is, yeah, he just embodies everything. He's just so gentle and loving. So I am going to sit back down and share this with you. And so if it resonates, wonderful. If it doesn't, just set it aside. And so it's called Beyond Wings. You don't ask why 1,000 geese flew over, not 20 feet above you, calling, cackling in the wind, their wings beating to a drum only you could hear. You saw the eagle who flushed them from the marsh. You saw the glint of sun off the water, off their wings, but you've never seen their summer grounds. They come over you in waves that wash away your thoughts. Loosen your sails. You search the blueness beyond their wings, beyond the Arctic lines, circles coming home year after year. So I'll read it one more time. Beyond wings. You don't ask why 1,000 geese flew over, not 20 feet above you, calling, cackling in the wind, their wings beating to a drum only you could hear. You saw the eagle flush them from the marsh. You saw the glint of sun off the water, off their wings, but you've never seen their summer grounds. They come over you in waves that wash away your thoughts. Loosen your sails. You search the blueness beyond their wings, beyond their Arctic lines, circles coming home year after year. And so let's warm up our body physically. Actually, I want to preempt that with it's pretty warm here in the Sunshine Coast where I'm teaching from. Make sure that you do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. So if you need to leave the space for any reason to take care of yourself, by all means do. I'm not sure, I think you'll be able to customer may well recognize you because you're already to let you back in. You can have your video on and off, of course. And I think for today, if you're experiencing pain, which is a huge topic, I'd like to invite you to skip whatever movement or pose might be exacerbating. And then, yeah, just an alternative would be to visualize the pose. So, imagination is powerful. Yeah, so we'll go with that for now. I don't want to be talking head. And so let's transition to a warm up. And so I'm hoping that we'll move through all the major joints. Letting go of some of that morning stiffness. And so many of us experience. So let's begin with eye movements. And so an invitation to, as ready, turn your gaze upwards. Moving the eyes, looking up towards the sky, feeling, and gently turning your gaze downward, soft gaze, and then looking up, gazing skyward, up towards the ceiling, and then downward, soft gaze. And now when you're ready, if you'd like, feel free to maybe add gentle neck movements to the eye movements. As you breathe in, looking up, maybe the eyes meet where the ceiling meets the wall. And then on exhale, moving our gaze downward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, looking downwards. So if my breathing cueing doesn't work for you, of course, if you have congestion or an obstruction, breathe in whatever way you can. And then as ready, bring your head back to center, neutral. And then turn, or not turn, but bring your ear towards your shoulder. So allowing your shoulders to soften away from your ears. Move your head from side to side. If this gentle movement creates discomfort, again, reminder that we can always use visualize. And sometimes visualization can be even more powerful than the actual physical movement. And then as ready, bring your head back to neutral. And then I'd like to invite you to turn a soft gaze, looking just past the shoulder, or only going as far as feels comfortable for you. Pause, and then as if nodding no, turn your head from side to side. Just ready, bring your head back to neutral. And then when you're ready, an invitation to join me in a practice of, I don't know what to call this, I guess space yoga, for lack of a different phrase right now. And so a lot of us hold tension in our jaw, for example. So our face, to my knowledge, is one of the most difficult places to let go of tension. And often we're bringing that tension in from one day to another. And so what I'd like to explore with you is to make some faces, and they might appear not like nasty faces. However, that said, I'm the only one that can see you. And hopefully you can see me, and if not, my Q8 I think is pretty these days. So yeah, whatever works for you. Don't take my word for it. Notice how you feel. So here we go. I'd like to invite you to open your mouth wide. And release. Release softens, breath is quiet. Then open your mouth wide again. This time I'd like you to see if you can bring your lips over your teeth. And release. And now an invitation, if you'd like, it's available to you, to pull all your facial muscles towards your nose. So you just bit into a lemon. And release. And now when you're ready, if you'd like, making a soft fist, place it on your jaw. And so if you're blessed with a yoga buddy today, it might be that you guide and work with your yoga buddy, and they can place their hand wherever feels appropriate for you. And so we don't want to stay there too long. We don't want to create lockjaw, so we'll move to the other side. And then as ready, you're reaching up and over, placing a hand on the side of your head, creating resistance. Other side. So a yoga buddy, you could be pressing your head against her head, and then release. If possible, bring your hands to the base of your skull. back your head. Tuck your chin in slightly and then press your head gently against your hand. So this is another practice. If you have a yoga buddy, you can do that with. However, if you are a wheelchair user and you have a headrest, if your head's nicely in line, I can feel too. But you be the judge. I can't see you, so I'm trusting that you're all taking good care. And, now when you shake it again, sleep fidgets. So let's move down along the spine now. So I'd like to invite you to bring your awareness to your chest. And so we're going to come into a practice called cat and cow. So essentially warming up our upper back, the thoracic spine. And so I find it helpful to place my fingers at my chest. And so when you're ready, draw your chest in. So it's as if our sternum's moving to the back of our ribs. We allow our shoulders to round. Then when you're ready, move your sternum up and forward. And so keeping this gentle warm up for your spine flowing. An invitation perhaps to, on your exhale, you might notice that your hands naturally have a tendency to slide towards your hips. And on inhale, hands slide towards your knees. And so sliding the hands along your thighs doesn't feel good for you. An invitation to maybe explore moving with your hands hovering just above your knees. And so moving in your own time and rhythm, just for a few more breaths, or as long as feels comfortable. Keeping this gentle warm up your spine flowing. And then as ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Relax your arms by your side or on your lap, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then an invitation to bring a gentle awareness back to and notice how you feel. Notice any subtle sensations. So trust that the sensations are there. So can you name the sensation? Is it maybe an energy that you're feeling that you didn't feel at the beginning of the class? Is it a sensation of fatigue, feeling? And so no judgment. Yoga meets us right where we are. And so moving on, I'd like to invite you now to join me, if you'd like, in circling your heart forward. And the sits bones on the chair, both of them. And so your circles might be smaller or larger than mine. And then as you begin to feel your hips, your lower back soften and release, you see if you can go a little bit deeper. So we're moving our shoulders towards our knees. And of course, not going to come all the way down. And then as you're ready, if you'd like, and it's available to you, let's circle our heart in the opposite direction. So coming forward and then back. So it can be interesting at times as we practice these gentle movements to explore them with our eyes closed. Or a soft gaze. So your gaze downward 3 or 4 feet in front of you, perhaps. And so an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to the space in front of you. Bring your awareness to the space beside you. And especially an invitation to take your awareness to the space behind you. With moving away from me to we in mind and heart. Invitation to trust that we are being supported. And slowly make your way back to stillness. Center. Relax your arms, wherever feels most comfortable for you. Little bum dance. So whatever your body's asking. So our body's talking. And so from here, I'd like to invite you to bring your hands together. You massage or rub your palms together. Your little massage or squeeze. Sliding your hands up your arms if that feels good for you. Ready, shake them again. And so the good news is that there's actual research that shows that our hands are not only connected with our heart or to our mind as well. And so an invitation to explore with me. Be at this time taking your hands to your lower back or placing your wherever feels like you feel like your body's talking to you. And that you need a little extra love today or attention. So I like to think of this as a self-nurturing practice, even deeper than self-care. And then when you're ready, bring your hands together again, rub your palms together. It's not that many years ago, but I had, when I was teaching more in person, and people, I'm pretty sure they came for the hand massages. So I think we all have our favorite part of a yoga practice. And then a little shake out again. Maybe for 10. And so let's practice called Breath of Joy. And so we're going to be bringing our arms forward, out to the side, forward again, if that feels okay for you. And so I'd like you to make sure that you don't have anything or anyone beside you that you could whack that would hurt. So create whatever space you need. And so essentially, we're breathing in through the nose, unless you're adjusted. And it's inhale, 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 and then drop. So it's 3 inhales before we do a big exhale. And the exhale will probably take care of itself. So let's give this a go. Sitting up nice and tall. Feet on the earth, sits one sharp on the chair. Here we go. Breath of joy. Inhale, inhale, inhale. 2 more rounds. Inhale, inhale, inhale. So how about for shits and giggles? So 3 inhales and an exhale. And so your arms can be as high or low as you'd like. So here we go. Inhale, 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 and awesome. Okay. So now I'd like you to bring your hands in front of you, fairly close together, and they can rest on your lap or below you, whatever you like. And I'd like you to take a moment to soften your gaze or close your eyes softly. And maybe notice if you feel any sensations between your hands, subtle sensations. And maybe moving your hands a little further apart and then bringing them closer together. And then as you're ready, take a moment to repose. And from here, I'd like to come into a practice that I call sun breath. And so the yoga practice, originally the yoga practice was an oral tradition, in part, that a lot of the wisdom, the ancient teachings are passed on orally. And also I know there's some written text, that's a whole other topic. But so from my perspective, and of course I'm a student first, lifelong learner, is that a lot of the poses, movements, the breathing, yogic breathing practices and so on, meditation, were inspired from the natural world, from Mother Earth. And so you might notice that a lot of poses or movements make some kind of reference to the earth, the natural environment. And so I think I need to stop talking and I'm losing track of the points that I was trying to make. And so sun breath. And so sun breath can be heating and strengthening. So with wanting to keep in mind that we do not want to get overheated. If you need to come out of the pose or the movement to rest, cool down, whatever it is, feel free. And if you want to come back into it, awesome. And if not, awesome. And so here we go. Beginning with our hands at our heart center. And taking a moment to notice how it feels to have your hands in this vulnerable place in your body. If this placement in your hands makes you lose your balance, choose another placement. Alternatively, it might feel better to have your hands on your Buddha belly. And then when you're ready, breathing in, bend your arms up and away. So I feel good with my arms, a little lower than my shoulders today. Yours might be higher and lower. And then bring your hands back to your heart center, your chest or your belly. And so arms are extended up and this time, if you'd like, making soft fists, which is good if you have arthritis in your hands. Taking your hands back to your chest, to your belly. So extending your arms up and away. So an invitation in your own time and rhythm to keep this movement flowing. And if you'd like to imagine the sun at your heart center. And on our inhales, as we extend our arms up and away, an invitation to imagine the radiant light of the sun all around you. And then gather that light and take it back inside. So as a symbol of the light that's always inside us. So extending our arms up and away, having a gentle inhale with that if it helps. And this time on our exhale, a humming sound like a bumblebee. Lips can touch lightly. So bowing our head towards our heart can create a little, help release the tension in our neck, create a little nerve lesson for our neck. Send your arms up and away. Deep breath. Inhale. And one last time if you'd like. Of course, you're more than welcome to listen if you'd rather. And when you're ready, you place one hand on your belly, your eye, my Buddha belly sometimes, so that area between your navel and pubic bone, and then your other hand on your chest, your heart center. And allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. So maybe observing the rise and fall of your abdomen and your chest. Maybe not, a little shake up. So, I did not bring my iPhone out here today so I could check the time. I have a pretty good sense of what time it is. So I'm just going to keep moving forward, and then when I think that we're closer to the time when we're going to end the class, I'll check in to make sure that I'm any longer than what the class is intended to be. So, okay. So let's read. This time I'd like to invite you to ground through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. So you might be visualizing the soles of your feet. So that gentle gravity pushing us feet down through to the earth. Line our shoulders, pulling our shoulders away from our ears. And I'm just going to come in a little closer because I'm not entirely sure what I'm seeing. Okay. And actually, I'll take this opportunity to look at the time. Oh, good. Oh, 12:44. Yeah. Okay. So coming back. Ground down through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. So we want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. We tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bones, the bones we sit on. Maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Lengthen your spine so we can create space between our vertebrae. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of the neck. And then as ready from here, I'd like to invite you to reach one arm up. So as high as feels comfortable. And then slowly float your arm down. So let's practice movement 3 more times, same side. And if you have a yoga buddy, they can help guide the movements. And slowly float your arm down. And this time I'd like to invite you, if it feels good for you, to explore adding a gentle breath to the movement. On inhale, reach up to the sky, as high as feels comfortable for you. And then on exhale, float your arm down. So one last time, it's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side or wherever feels most comfortable for you. Take a moment and we'll begin again. So it is not about forcing one limb to do what the other is doing. just want it fucking good. So if possible, the other side, reach your arm up to the sky as high as what's comfortable for you. And then slowly float your arm down. So gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. This time, let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement if you would like. On inhale, reach up to the sky. Full length of your inhale. And on your exhale, release your arm full length of your exhale. So it's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and shake. So spiral your palms open. Open up your armpits. Get bigger in space. Ground for your feet, center and ground. Sit bone sharpen. And so this time I'd like you to take your hands to your heart center or your Buddha belly, whichever feels better. And then reaching both arms up to the sky if you'd like. Gentle back arch from our shoulders. And then maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. So bowing our head towards our heart. And so arms by your side, spiral your palms open. Take your hands to your heart center, your chest. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. And then maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. And so make them fidget again. Take a moment, notice how you're feeling. And so I have a yoga block, so I like to refer to them any kind of thing that I use to assist in the class. You know, yoga blocks, mats, whatever it might be, as yoga toys. And so there's something about toolbox tools that I'm not big on. So I like to think of them as yoga toys in our yoga toy box. And so of course it's not one size fits all. So this is a foam block, long time, rectangle, and I covered it with some material. And it can be placed between our feet, depending on, you know, what's comfortable for you to help keep us aligned. So it could go sideways or a long way. And I often will place it between my feet to keep, for me, what is hip distance apart. Alternatively, you might have something, I know I have a friend who has a pummel. She is a wheelchair user, and that keeps her nicely aligned. We're practicing at home, so whatever you can use, it kind of creates that nice, comfortable sitting position. However, we're still sitting up nice and tall. We're alert, prepping for the day. And so the other yoga toys that I'd like to reintroduce again, and this time I'm going to use the one, it's a yoga mat. And it's an old mat that I've had kicking around forever and ever. And you can pick up yoga mats, pretty inexpensive at a lot of places now. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. And so one of the uses that I like for this is to roll it up and to put it along my spine. And so you can probably be sitting back in the chair so that you feel that nicely placed along your spine. So block between my feet, yoga mat along my spine. So in this yoga mat can help counter some of that collapsing we do in our chest sometimes. So hard on our breathing, etc. And so I'm going to place this aside. So let's begin again and fin again. Let's repose. Sitting nice and tall. Feet are placed evenly on the floor. Foot rest. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Spine is long. Tuck your chin in slightly. Parallel with the floor. And so now I'd like to invite you to push down through one foot. So it might be an energetic pushing down. And then for your opposite. And then I'd like you to this.
Yeah, I was in the shade.
1 foot, or yeah, sorry, 1 foot more than the other. And so we have to go down to go up. And so we need to have our feet up. And so we're grounded, we'll lengthen our spine, lift the
Like,
shoulder.
boring, like a big hole, and
Like
big is coming, and just a big hole in the, and the water is coming, and they just all they do the.
just gonna move into the iPad a little bit. Yeah, I would just, if you're not on mute, if you can do that, that'd be awesome. So that the sound is not a distraction. So I don't know how to put people on mute, and it's not something that I would want to do for you anyway, unless, and I do have a tech host, by the way, in the background that's there if you need any kind of technical guidance. Anyway, another subject. So let's make the most of our time. So we're grounding through our feet. So I want you to push down through 1 foot and then push down through your other foot. And maybe notice, can you feel 1 foot more than the other? And so grounding through our feet. And then I'd like to invite you to hopefully experiencing the sensation of lengthening, expansion. Take your arms out to your side. And then if you'd like, hands at the heart center. And then reaching up to the sky. Chin tucked in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then maybe taking our hands together, whatever way feels good for you. And bowing our head to our heart. And then release your arms. So we're exploring this together today. I'm wanting to add some new movements and so on that I've been learning of late that I think might be helpful. So let's do this again. So mountain pose, arms by your side. Keep your hands open, maybe roll them down, see which feels better for you. And palms face up, your palms face down. And then it's ready, take your hands to your heart center. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. And again, so maybe taking a look between your palms, if it feels okay for your neck, and notice if they're facing each other. Then return your gaze on the horizon. So it is not about forcing one limb to do what the others do. You just want them talking to each other. And then if you like, bring your hands together in your version of prayer pose. Bowing your head towards your heart. Take your hands down through to your heart center. So we'll do one more round, coming into mountain pose. Take your hands to your heart center, your Buddha belly, wherever works for you. Reach up to the sky. So gentle back arch. And then maybe our hands come together in prayer down through. And so an invitation to place one hand on your belly, the other on your heart center, chest, and to take a moment to rest. And now an invitation to come seated comfortably back in the chair. So we'll transition now to come into a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. So the dessert part. So final relaxation. So I'd like to use a meditation that I learned that was taught by a Zen Buddhist monk. His name was Thich Nhat Hanh, and he died a few years ago, and I think he lived, well, I know he lived to be 95. I used to think it was 100, but it was actually 95. And so when you're ready, sitting comfortably but still alert, invitation to rest your hands, palms up or down as desired. And then to draw your hands in towards your hips. Then an invitation to look down into your heart. You might close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soft gaze downward. So breathing into your heart, notice what you see, feel. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. So we'll sit and breathe together with a few breaths, with a gentle reminder. Breathing. An alternative to the breath, if you'd like to revisit any of the anchors and grounding practices that we explored early on in the class. So it might be, as an alternative to the breath, you bring your awareness to the soundscape around you. So noticing the sound furthest away from you. And then bringing your awareness to the sound closest to you. And then the sound in the middle. Maybe if you'd like, exploring a sense of gravity. Pulling you down towards the earth, shoulders. And allowing your shoulders to relax away from your ears. So come into whatever comfortable seated position you'd like for your final relaxation. Just going to come in a little bit. So I see it's 1:01, and so I'm going to say that that's where we'll end the class for today. And questions or feedback, always love to hear from you. And so feel free to hang out for a little bit afterwards. Kosar, my tech host, will be here to guide us. And so if you'd like, you could place your hands at your heart center, wherever feels good for you. And then just take a moment to honor yourself. You're showing up for yoga today, and each other, near and far, seen and unseen. So the teacher in me honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. Take good care, and I hope to see you again soon. In. Hey, Kosar.
Sorry, we left.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, sorry, I left.